Yes, there are a variety of different types of final expense leads. Some leads are better for face-to-face sales, and some leads are better for final expense telesales. They're all generated through different sources and have completely different price tags. In this video, full transparency, I'm only going to talk about the type of leads that I would use or that I would suggest you use. But first, I'm going to ask that you give the video a big old thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't done that yet. Guys, we're putting out new videos, new final expense training videos and content every single week. So with all that behind us, let's go ahead and roll the intro and we'll talk about leads. I'm Doug Massi, and before we get started, here are two things that you're definitely going to want for working your final expense leads. The appointment setting super file and the overcoming objections file. Now, the cool thing is, between these two zip files, you'll have scripts on overcoming any type of objection, whether you're calling your leads or door knocking your leads, and scripts on what to say when calling to set appointments, no matter what kind of lead you're using. Well, final expense direct mail leads, final expense Facebook leads, and the telemarket leads. First, I'm going to go over the different type of leads that you should be using for face-to-face sales, and then we'll get into the best leads for selling final expense over the phone. You'll never hear me suggest an agent work leads that are of the second-hand nature, and in most cases it doesn't make sense. If you're working leads that someone else has already worked, you're already doing it the hard way. And I say this because it's just too easy to generate fresh final expense leads. So with face-to-face sales, the only leads I would suggest working are freshly generated telemarketing leads, Facebook leads, and final expense direct mail leads. Telemarket leads are the cheapest. You can get them for around, well, $12 to $15 each. Final expense telemarket leads are people that marketers call from a call center. So, they usually say something like, "Hi, Mrs. Jones, I'm calling because there's a new affordable life insurance program available in your state that's designed for seniors on Social Security so that your family doesn't get stuck having to pay for your funeral costs or final expenses. Is it okay if our agent, Doug Massi, calls you back with more information?" And usually the conversations go something like that. And if the client says yes, then that's the lead. We also ask three important questions that set you, the agent, up for your callback or even your door knock. Who's going to be the beneficiary for the life insurance? Would you like a quote for $5,000, $10,000, or $20,000 of insurance? And what is your favorite color or hobby? So you know it's our agent calling you back. Let's talk about the Facebook leads. These type of leads usually cost around $25 each when targeting local areas for your face-to-face sales. They run around $16 each when targeting entire states. With final expense Facebook leads, we run ads on Facebook, and they usually read something like this. Did you know, as a Florida resident, that you may have access to an affordable life insurance plan designed to pay for your final expenses? For more information, fill out the form. Now, the cool thing about these type of leads, well, at least with the ones that we're generating, is that a client has to push a button that says "Get Quote" in order to send out the request. We also give you, the agent, a printout with the client's information on it with the same background of the website. So you see the picture of what they're seeing on our website that they were that they were on when they filled out the card. It's perfect for door knocking. With the telemarket lead, I usually just print out the client's information before calling or door knocking, as it has the time and the day that the lead was generating or that was generated. And with the Facebook leads, again, you have the option to print out the lead card if you'd like. Direct mail leads are really for serious top producers or agents that are willing to spend the money to get there at least. These leads cost around $30 to maybe $35 each. If you have a company with a fixed cost per lead option, that is. Because if you're doing your own mail drops, it can cost a lot more. Doing those, you're paying for those 1,000-piece drops at a time. I've had experiences where I've done my own mail drops and paid over $100 per lead. Most companies like ours don't sell the direct mail leads to the public. They're just too difficult to generate. We only generate them for our agents, the agents on our sales team. With direct mail, unlike the Facebook and telemarket leads, you can actually get plenty of leads in a specific area that have a higher closing rate. So just to be clear, with telemarket leads, you need to target several, at least cities and counties in order to get just a few leads if you're out selling face to face. And then you want to wait another month or so to call those same areas again because there's just not enough data. With Facebook leads, you give the main city you want to target, and the lead vendor will usually generate the leads within usually around a 50, 60 mile radius. At least most of them will be from that area. With direct mail, you can actually target the cities and areas, even breaking it down into zip codes that have more people, or I should say, more of the type of people, our type of clients that are more likely to buy the insurance. The direct mail leads that I work are mailed out to people that are between the ages of, I like to target 55 to 79-year-olds with a household income below $50,000 per year. It can go up to $60,000. This is the perfect age group and income level of the people that we sell most of our final expense policies to. There's no way to do that when you're using Facebook or telemarket leads. For telesales, you can use the same leads, but in all honesty, you're better off with a live inbound call transfer lead, or if possible, the best lead for selling over the phone is the inbound live television commercial leads. If you're a new agent, you're better off starting with either telemarket leads or final expense Facebook leads. You see, the telemarketed leads are the cheapest when you're targeting entire states. You can get them for usually around $10 each. So if you're using a dialer, you can throw 100 telemarket leads every week into your dialer and just make several callbacks. Even if you're only making a few sales a week doing it that way, you're turning a profit. The Facebook leads do run around $12 each when generated in entire states. So, we're talking multiple states at a time. And these are nice because the client does fill out the form online requesting information about these special state-regulated final expense and burial plans. Like the telemarketed lead, the Facebook leads do tend to be difficult to get on the phone, unfortunately. So you really want to use an auto dialer, and that's the best way when working these type of leads. The call transfer lead is basically a telemarketed lead. It's just an expensive telemarketed lead, really. But, instead of the marketer asking if it's okay for the agent to call them back, we let them know, hey, we've got an agent on the line right now. Is it okay if we connect you with that agent right now? The call transfer leads usually go for around $35 each. Well, that's what we sell them to the public for. So yeah, if you want some, you can get some from us. Our contracted agents get them for a lot less. TV leads, definitely the most expensive, and most agents can't get them anyways. We generate them for agents on our sales team for right around $50 each. Yeah, they're expensive, but worth every penny because the closing rate is right around 25%. If you've got a little experience, it might be a little less if you're new. With some agents, they can close more than 25%. I mean, they're awesome. The client watches a TV commercial about final expense life insurance, and they call into that 800 number for a quote. And check this out. When they call in for the quote, if you're one of our agents, you're answering the phone. If you'd like a copy of the appointment setting super file along with the objections file, the ones I mentioned earlier, just email me at doug@ufesonline.com. For information on contracting with us, just shoot me an email at that same address. Remember, guys, when you put the needs of your clients first, everything else will usually fall right into place. Now, get on out there and do something good for someone today. Happy hunting.